everyone, it is Eunagina here and welcome to my latest speed build. So today we are going to be doing a wizard's tower, which is super exciting because I really like that style of building. I love medieval buildings, and that is sort of what I'm inspired by because I feel like that fits wizards. Yeah, I just really felt like doing this, and I was kind of inspired by The Sims Medieval. If any of you have played that one, it came out while The Sims 3 was out, and my opinion, it's a very nice game. It's not like the best game in the world. I think it could have been nicer if a few different things were done differently, but that's fine. Never mind that. I just actually do like that game, and I love the style. I love the fact that we got like a medieval Sims. I would have liked to see that more actually in The Sims because I just love medieval stuff. So I decided to build a wizard's tower, and I really like it. I really like it, and I did some fun things with it. You saw in the introduction I had made some sort of floating platforms, which I thought was super fun. You'll see me building those a little later. So another thing that I've also done with this build, which you probably might also have noticed in the introduction, was that I actually made two versions of this tower. So the one I'm building right here is going to be like the original tower, which is meant for more of a sort of good wizard. Of course, you can make a bad wizard stay in this tower. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind whatever you do, but I'm imagining like a more sort of good wizard who's very sort of naturey and taking care of plants and doing all sorts of nice, good magic. But then after I've done that, I am going to change up the entire color scheme. I'm not going to show that on camera because it's basically just me changing colors of objects in the build. And then also I do change a few plants outside just so that it looks a little bit more withered and all of that. So it's going to be like a bad wizard tower. The way I change it is going to be more dark and gloomy and withered plants and all of these things. So that's basically what I'm doing. So whether you want like a bad wizard or a good wizard, there is something for you either way. So that's pretty cool. I really enjoyed building this build, so I hope you guys will like it as well. I like it a lot, and I really like those floating platforms. They just sort of, they were really fun for me to try and make. And yeah, I'm just struggling a little bit with the roofs because I do that sometimes, even though, you know, I make tutorials on roofing and all of that. And of course, it's because I do have experience with it and I do know a few tips and tricks, but that doesn't mean you can't struggle with them once in a while. They can be tricky little ones. tricky little ones, these roof thingies right here. So that's okay. So as you can see, the tower itself doesn't take up that much of the lot, so there's going to be like a little lake or swamp, depending on what you want to see it as, next to it, and then also some sort of gardening. I'm going to be doing the gardening in the end, I think, because I realized I hadn't like put planters in and all that, and I felt like that was a very logical thing to have in a wizard's tower because I felt like the wizard would probably be planting a lot of sort of ingredients that he would need for magic or for potions and all of that sort of thing. I also hadn't added like a cauldron to the build, and I felt like, and I realized that while I was taking pictures actually, that I hadn't added a cauldron. So I actually went ahead and added a cauldron, so when the lot is uploaded there will also be a cauldron, and that is where I imagine that the wizard is going to be taking or making his little potions and all of that. So that's pretty cool. I did get a little bit of inspiration from a few other people who had been building some towers just because I wanted to see, I don't know, I just like seeing what other people do and how they make things work, and I had an idea in my head already, so I just sort of looked at a few things and probably took a little bit of inspiration from here and there, but I think it just turned out so nice. I really like it. I'm cutting past a lot of this making the lake, because if any of you remember, if you watched The Swamp House, I made like a huge swamp. If you haven't watched it, I made a huge swamp that covered most of the lot. It's actually a really nice lot, by the way. You should totally check out that video if you haven't already. But it's just a very, very big swamp. And the problem with making these fountains is that they seem to they don't want to place always. When I make these irregular shapes and then I try to finish off the entire sort of room, as you do with fountains, and I hope you know what I'm talking about. When you try to finish off your shape that you're making, it then comes with an error message saying that you need to have it at least one tile wide. And if you look at that lake down there, it's definitely one tile wide. So I don't know why it keeps saying that. So that's kind of annoying. I don't know why it does that. So I had to make it like in little snippets. So I did that, I guess. And I'm also going to change the watercolor to green because right now it just looks more like a pool or something, and that's not what I had in mind. I wanted it to be more of a swamp or lake or thing, something like that. So that's all good. And then, yeah, we have all of these higgledy-piggledy platforms and stuff everywhere. I just really like this build. It's really, really crooked, and it's just very irregular and medieval, and I think it's super nice. I like this kind of build. It's fun. It's fun to make as well, I feel. So yeah, it's nice. I like to build so many different kinds of builds. Like, if you've been with me on my channel for a little while, you've probably seen the amount of different builds that I build. I love to build modern, I love to build medieval, I love to build traditional, I love to build replicas, I love to build all sorts of things. I don't think there's anything that I don't enjoy making. So yeah, I'm pretty diverse like that. I just like to do everything, basically. Yeah. And I also really want to build more like world architecture. I really enjoy all sorts of architecture. It could also be like anything from Asia, from Africa, from the Americas, from Europe, anything at all. I just really like to be as diverse as possible with my builds. Not because I want to please anyone with being diverse, but just because I actually really enjoy different types of architecture. I just think it's so nice. That's also like the first thing that I look at when I go to a new country. I just love to look at the types of houses and architecture that they have there. I just think it's so interesting. And it's so lovely to see the different types of architecture, because it's so different from country to country, how the houses look and how they're built and what they find aesthetically pleasing in that country, in their architecture. I just think it's super interesting. This little bridge that I've made to this little shrine thingy, I am going to delete like what I did right there, because actually what I'm thinking is this wizard who's living here can definitely teleport. I am making some stepping stones, but I'm not imagining that he will use it, because definitely this wizard will be able to teleport. That's also why I have a bunch of platforms, floating platforms, because I'm just thinking that he can teleport. And if you want to sort of follow that little rule or whatever that he can teleport, if you don't know, if you have testing cheats on, that is BP testing cheats on. No, wait, is it BP or is it just testing cheats on? I think it's just testing cheats on, sorry. But either way, if you turn that on, you can actually shift click on the ground and teleport to that place. So if you want to make a wizard that can teleport, you can actually teleport. There isn't any like fancy effects, so you won't like see him go up in smoke or something, but he can teleport. So you can actually access those platforms if you use that cheat, and pretend that he can teleport, which is cool. So yeah, that's okay. And I am just adding so many little flowers because I just enjoy flowers, and I think that fits the good wizard. I am going to delete most of the flowers. Most of the cheerful things in this build are going to be gone with the evil sorcerer's tower. Yeah. That was my evil voice. I'm sure it was awesome. Anyways, so I wanted to ask you guys, who is your favorite Simmer YouTuber? I'm just curious, and I'm not asking because I want you to say me. That's completely okay if you have another favorite Simmer. I have some favorites of myself, and I don't think they're very surprising favorites, to be honest. I started watching James, aka The Sim Supply, very, very long time ago, actually. I don't know. He was 17, I'm pretty sure, back then, or maybe he was even 60. I don't know. I don't remember that much. But he was not actually like having his channel back then. He was just like running a website with some other people. I'm pretty sure he was the owner of that website, but he had some other people who ran it with him. Or maybe I'm wrong about him being the owner. I don't remember. Sorry. But anyways, that's what he was doing back then. And the Sim Supply channel had a bunch of people who were making tutorials and all that sort of stuff. But after a while, he took over and he was sort of the only one doing the Sim Supply, and he just became the Sim Supply. So I have been watching him for a very long time, and no matter what, I think he'll always stay at the top of my list, even though I am discovering quite a lot of nice channels that I have started watching, and I really enjoy watching their stuff as well. But just because of the amount of time that I have actually known his channel and his work, I think maybe it's nostalgic reasons or something, he'll always just sort of stay at the top for me. And then, of course, because he became friends with Deligracy and all of that, so I sort of naturally got introduced to her, and I thought she was super creative, so I also started watching her a lot. So I have to admit, like, in the first long time where I watched YouTube or Sims on YouTube, I only actually watched him and then occasionally Deligracy as well. I started watching her a little more because I like getting inspiration from her. I think she's got very inspirational, especially like furnishing and all of that, because that's something I wasn't so good at some point. So I just thought it was very nice to get some inspiration from her. But anyways, that is sort of my favorite YouTubers from back then. But then since I started my channel, I have like become more aware of small YouTubers, small simmer YouTubers, just because I know how difficult now it is to be a small channel. It is really quite difficult. You really do not get any sort of publicity or anything. Like, when you're a big channel, there are a lot of people who see you, and because a lot of people see you, they share, and then even more people see you, etc., etc. So it just sort of escalates and accumulates. But when you're a small channel, you really just have to be seen. And that's difficult. It is difficult to be noticed or seen when you're a small channel, even if you do nice work, it does make it harder, obviously. And you start with zero. Most people start with 0 subscribers, so you need to have that very first person see your stuff, and then you have to build it from there. It's difficult. So that's why. And what I'm trying to say is that's why I'm also trying to be more sort of conscious about other small channels. And that I want to watch them as well, because there are actually a lot of very good small channels out there that just haven't grown because they're small. So I have started watching a few. When I say small, right now I'm just also thinking about maybe more medium-sized. I really enjoy watching Simproved and Devin Bumpkin. They have maybe around 15,000, I think, around that for Devin Bumpkin, and then 25,000 for Simproved as of right now. That's not super small at all, but I actually just discovered them after I started doing YouTube myself, and they're really awesome channels. They also have started growing faster now because they are starting to get more attention. But I also do watch some smaller channels that have maybe less than 1,000 subscribers, and I don't know, I just think it's nice to support a few people, especially if you like what they're doing. It's really important to those people, and it means so much to them when you watch their videos and they become so happy. So it's just worth it. It's nice to watch their stuff, and also, it's not like I just do it out of pity or something like that. I actually enjoy watching the videos, so that's why I do that. One of the channels I really enjoy watching is Belguru8. She's a really nice person, first of all. She's so sweet, and she also makes really nice videos, and I just find them so relaxing. Her videos they're just super relaxing, so when I feel really stressed, I actually really like to watch her videos because it sort of calms me down a little bit. She's just got this sort of, I don't know, this aura about her that makes it very relaxing to watch it. So yeah, and she makes nice videos. So if you want to check out some other small channels, you can go ahead and check out Belguru8. I think she's worth it. So you can actually, I think I'll just leave a little link to her channel in the description below. If you want to go and check out her channel, you can do that. So anyways, as you can see, I am doing all of these floating platforms here, and yeah, I think that's a very cool idea. And as you can see, I added like a bunch of rocks and some fountains actually, and then some greenery. The fountains I added to give like a dripping effect from the platform itself. And I tried to hide them the best I could. I think they are pretty well hidden, so it looks pretty cool. It looks like there's a bunch of greenery hanging from the platform and then some sort of water dripping down. I don't know where I've seen that before. It's probably just like, I don't know, some avatarish kind of thing. I don't know where I've seen it before, but I got the idea from somewhere. I think I just sort of imagined that a platform would have this sort of dripping greenery rocky thing. I don't know, but anyways, it worked out pretty well. That's my point, and I'm really happy with that. That it worked out so well. It actually looks like there's water dripping down, and yeah, super nice. And I'm just putting some likes. No, not likes. I'm not putting any likes in the swamp. I am putting lights though, so that's pretty good. So I just wanted the house to be nice and lit up during the night. And so I put in a lot of lanterns. I am sort of imagining that all of the lanterns that I used, they feel like they could easily have flames inside of them rather than electricity. So that's probably what I would imagine that they have, because I don't think a wizard in a medieval tower would have any electricity. So I am imagining that everything, all the lanterns that I put in have flames, not electricity. So yes, that's nice. Yeah, and I liked putting in that fountain there. That sort of fit in so nicely. I tried with a few statues, but they looked a little awkward there, and then I just sort of saw that fountain and it just looked super perfect because it also had like an octagonal shape, so it just sort of fit in there so neatly, and I like it when that happens. I like when things fit in neatly. It is good. It makes me happy. And I just remembered we needed a mailbox, but thank God for that Windenburg mailbox, because it's so it just sort of doesn't look that much like a mailbox, so it's good. You don't notice it that much. And yeah, I tried to decorate this house with as much of a medieval theme as I can. There's no TV, obviously, because that does not make sense. There are lots and lots of bookshelves, though, and also fireplaces. Lots of bookshelves, because I am thinking that a wizard would probably read a lot, they would probably ride a lot, they would do all sorts of things. Up in the very upper level of this build, there is like a tower. Oh, well, the whole thing is a tower, but the upper part of the tower is like the study or the spellbook room or whatever you want to call that place, where there are tons of books and tons of scrolls and a little desk and just a lot of clutter. I am trying to make this house really cluttered because I want it to be super cluttered. I imagine a wizard to be a very messy person. I don't know why, but I do. He knows magic to probably clean up everything by magic, but I don't think he cares. I do not think he cares, and I don't know, I just think the messy style looks really good for a wizard, so I put that right in there. And as I said, this is a good wizard, and I am imagining that the good wizard sort of has this connection with nature. So I end up putting in some flowers right there behind the bathtub. I'm just thinking that he'll enjoy that. I'm going to delete those when I go and make the tower into a dark wizard tower, because I don't know, he doesn't like flowers. I think everything rots around him. I'm sorry if my chair just made sound. Yes. Yeah, so this is a kitchen, and I'm also trying to make the kitchen as messy as possible. I'm not using cabinets, but shelves with lots of weird things on them. So that's all good. One thing that I did cut out, sorry, still a little hoarse. One thing that I did cut out of the kitchen, because I do it a little later while I'm doing some other stuff. So I cut that part out, but I'm placing a lot of what are these called, herbalism potions, or elixirs or whatever, all over the shelves as well. So there are going to be lots of elixirs standing there, which I thought was pretty cool, but you won't see that except for in the screenshots, perhaps. Yeah, I believe you'll see it in the screenshots. That would make sense. Yeah. So that's all good. So I really liked having just so much random stuff all over his shelves. Well, it's not that random, but, you know, a lot of clutter on his shelves just to make this place look super, I don't know, cluttered, basically. Super cluttered. So that's all good. And then he's going to have, we made his living room, then there's going to be this kitchen, which has a dining table in there. And then above the living room is his bedroom, which also has like an ensuite bathroom, because this is such a luxury place that he would definitely have that. And then, of course, there is the upper level, which is the tower itself. And I also made the balcony that comes out from the study area, has like an opening in the fencing where it turns towards the platform, so I am imagining that's where he will be standing when he is teleporting to one of the platforms. So that's why there is an opening in the fences, just kind of like what I also did at the bottom of the tower with that little shrine, and then sort of a fence or a little platform coming out from where the kitchen is. And then there's like fence, except for the part that points towards the shrine. That's where I'm imagining that he will be teleporting from. So yes, anyways, that is his bedroom. I am going to make this place quite gloomy. I'm going to delete all the ceiling lights. There are only going to be candlelight in this room, which I really like. I think the sort of soft, gloomy look is pretty nice for this build. It's not so dark that you can't see anything, so don't worry. It's just a very soft light, kind of like this. I don't know if I put in any more. I think I put in some wall candlelights, yeah. So that's about it, but I think that's very nice. I like it. And this is his ensuite bathroom, which is all good. And I like these vampire things that we got, the vampire toilet and the vampire sink, because they sort of look very old-fashioned, and that is good. Although, to be fair, he would probably more like have a bucket than a toilet. But, you know, whatever. You have to, you know, remember it's a game. And this round mirror that I used in his bedroom. Oh, sorry about the camera going crazy here, by the way. I don't know if it's going to do it anymore, but it did that in the bathroom. What happened was, it was a little bit weird. Like, it wouldn't, when I tried to look at the bathroom, it kept jumping up and down. It was really annoying. I don't know why it did that, but, you know, what can you do? What was I saying before I commented on that? I was saying something. I completely lost that. So that's good. I am super forgetful, aren't I? What was I talking about? Oh, right, yeah. Wasn't I just talking about the fact... Oh, the mirror. Mirror. Yes, mirror on the wall. I am imagining that his mirrors are probably enchanted, especially this one that I placed in here, like an enchanted mirror, which I think is pretty cool. Obviously, it's not enchanted. But where I'm putting that little sundial thing there, I'm going to be moving that at the... well, I'm not going to show you that, but I have moved it. And then I've placed a cauldron in that corner instead. So you'll see that in the pictures or in the screenshots at the end. But right now I'm not doing it. I just did that while I was taking the screenshot because I thought that a cauldron made a lot of sense. And spider webs and cracks and all the things are just the best thing ever because sorry about my voice. It's just the best thing ever because it just gives it so much atmosphere in this house. So I'm so happy we got that. It just makes a lot of sense. And oh, I love these little bird houses. I'm just imagining this wizard is like a super good friend of the birds. So he has a lot of bird houses where he feeds them and he just sort of... yeah. I think it's a very nice wizard who lives here. So yes. And I'm putting in a little fishing pond because I also thought it would be nice to be able to fish here. I could have just put in some fishing signs instead. I wouldn't have to do fishing pond. But that's okay, I think. So that's what I ended up doing. Yeah. Even though it's sort of different colored water than the actual lake, but oh well, whatever. Actually, guys, we are towards the end of the video, and then there's going to be some screenshots. I'm going to leave you with some music instead, because I actually kind of like it when there's just some music rather than always having me comment, because I've already commented on a lot of the build already. You don't need me to comment twice, so I think it's nice to have some pictures with some music at the end. So I'm going to leave you with that, and then I'm going to see you at the other side, basically, of the screenshots. And yeah, that's basically it. See you soon, guys. Bye. Again. I hope you enjoyed the screenshots and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a little bit of a like and subscribe if you're not a subscriber of mine already. I appreciate that very much. I am a very new channel and I really want to grow. I really like doing YouTube. It's something that I found that I'm very passionate about, so I'm definitely going to be continuing that. So if you enjoyed this video, it would mean a lot to me if you just subscribed and liked, and also leave a comment. Tell me who's your favorite Sims YouTuber, and even if you know any small YouTubers that you watch, let me know who they are. Maybe I'll check them out or something. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day and see you soon.